السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. معكم مقطع جديد. اليوم راح نشاهد بث. أتمنى أن البث يكون أسطوري. متحمس جدا نشوف البث ونشوف مع بعض. كيف ندخل البث؟ ألو.
Other assassin type brawlers to go towards. Mina is like a backup. I've seen actually the Fang picked up in lieu of Mina by Luffy. That is available here. Yeah, there it is. The first preference for Luffy. Great skill expression opportunity there, and of course the premier sharpshooter in Brawl Stars has been added to the tribe roster.
Just a safe selection here, but you kind of got to go for it. The potential to be overwhelmed, by the way, if he doesn't hit his shots, he's encroached by a Jae Young that has a whole lot of speed to work with. He doesn't hit his shots, then he can't get his ammo back. He has really, really terrible base reload speed. So I can definitely see him being crunched into the back of Mina, having to retreat alongside him. I anticipate Luffy will be on this Mina, as he often is the aggressor for the team, the one trying to open up the gates for his teammates to succeed. But I just have not seen the team synergy from Tribe Gaming today.
I mean, are we just going to let Humble pick one of their busted comps? They've got two of their best brawlers on this map already.
Yeah.
At least Angelo was banned. That would have been absolutely disastrous. Nani picked up here as a nod and has direct answer to the Pierce.
See how it combos with the other brawlers. Of course, I expect this to be a 1v1 for Nani versus Pierce, most likely on the right side. Pierce is going to have to rotate over there. So how does he get through easily? Well, Pearl is a way of addressing that. And now things have sort of flipped. Could be the Pearl versus Nani if they're able to enforce it. And then Pierce wrapping around on the left side. Tribe Gaming stand the threat of being 3-0'd, just like their North American predecessors in the early stage of the bracket.
Nani being matched up into Pearl would be pretty rough for Nani, as that return to center gadget basically is rendered useless. The crowd want blood. No other way about it. They want to see Tribe Gaming brutally dispatched. It's time to jump out in the open now. Our third set in this series, and potentially Tribe's last hurrah.
Instant mid control for Humble as they have Jae Young forward. RBM trying to push through on the right side. Looks like almost successful, but he's getting kind of shy. They want to get some damage on Lukey so that he has to fall back as well. RBM now sneaks through onto the right side. Humble, guess what? They're cool with that. They expected him to be in this position, put up as much resistance as they could. Now thinking about how they're going to pinch him there. Boss also looking to farm hypercharge off of it. Semantic with Diego Gamer backed up by Lukey can start sniping away at RBM. So what's the end game here? Well,
lane swap.
Yeah, Tribe Gaming also are going to profit massively off of things closing in towards the end. Humble not so much.
Lukey does not want to fight the Pearl at all. He would very much like to continue harassing down this Mina. RBM though has his shield blown up, and Diego Gamer gets a little low. The homing element of Lukey's projector makes an arc towards Luffy instead of his intended target, but it doesn't seem to matter. Boss has brought the Pearl down. That's the late game win condition here for Tribe Gaming, and it's too easy as Diego Gamer is knocked aside by the Peep. An easy target for Luffy.
So good from Semantic to kill two birds with one stone. Get an elimination at the same time as breaking open that barrel. Now it's going to be pretty bad for RBM to move on the right side. Luffy's going to dash ahead and try to clear the way as well. Luffy looking for a solo kill.
Follow-up.
Yeah, won't be able to follow it up. He didn't have ammunition for it, but puts RBM in position. Hypercharge out. Luffy can retreat if he needs to, and same goes for Semantic. Tribe Gaming know that it's not worth it to keep fighting. That's the Weekend Warrior. Boss, though, finds himself defeated. 300 HP apiece for Diego and Luffy. They hang on just barely. Luffy gets one. It's 1v1 between Diego and Luffy.
Diego, though, Luffy knows exactly where he's hiding. That section of bush has been knocked down, so Diego has to reveal himself as he crosses. Luffy knows what he's up against. Diego has the edge in terms of burst damage. Luffy won't hit as hard, but has a bit of help with the auto aim of his shots. even hiding behind a wall, trying to abuse that super. Luki won't have an easy time against Diego, who can still target him behind that structure.
الفريق الثاني
Now Luki's not interested. Diego Gamer gonna have to recover his ammunition. He was played really careful. He's gonna get it just at the end. Diego knows that he can win this on damage alone. Misses the first one, gets the second. Trying to cycle this more.
Just a little bit too much damage. That one tick of poison taken by Diego. Doesn't need to happen. And again, people really good at that range because his shots do arc towards the target. It's hard to miss. But still, oh, when on there.
They do a lot of damage, and pretty much Diego Gamer knew that he wasn't going to survive 3 shots from Meeple, so he's going to have to dodge 1, win into the poison as a reaction. It was a forward movement from Luthi. They figured out how to get RBM into position early on, so now they just got to figure out the rest of it, basically. RBM on a high health can't encroach on Boss's territory. They found where he is. They know where Semantic and Luki are, but they still have to retreat. They just don't have anything advantageous at the moment. Trying to stay on high HP, RBM now rotates positions with Luthi, who's actually had quite a bit of success aggressing Boss and being sort of the entry fragger for the team.
Semantic's giving his team a way out of mid if they need it. If they've got to back away from a Pearl that pops gadget, they can. Look at Luki, he can get out now. Essentially scot-free.
A missed peep. This is looking better for Tribe Gaming by the second. What rejection from Semantic. This round could be a wash unless Luthi and RBM do the unthinkable. Humble only thinking about how much value they can get. Get rid of the barrel. Who needs a peep anyway? Luthi and RBM rejected by the gadget from Luki, but RBM finds one on the right side. No HP to work with here for Tribe. That's one. And the second RBM falls. One round between Humble and a grand finals.
Tribe Gaming, all the hard work they put in and all the trials and tribulations they faced in NA might only amount to this. A sweep by Humble in a semi-final. Not sure if they had that on their bingo card, but so far they have looked to be bested in almost every element of the game. Here's a hypercharge peak coming through. Windwall well apportioned to answer that threat.
Yeah, good reaction there from Luthi, but it's going to have to be reserved for later, having to wait for it on cooldown before he can push in once again. Tribe Gaming all in position. They're able to retreat much more easily. Really looking at Diego Gamer getting more of these shots. Semantic all over the place and with some successful hits. Force Tribe Gaming back.
Someone should tell Semantic that return to center doesn't work well if you can't be hit.
Yeah.
And that bro is absolutely dodging up a storm, breaking the anchors of Tribe Gaming and is letting them get back into the map. Luthi wants to surge forward now, but uses a very precious Windwall gadget in order to maintain that bush control. Humble look to reset away from him pretty soon after.
Poison closing in now. Tribe Gaming going to max HP. Here comes the value on the Boss. Ooh, it's not going to be much. Here's a hypercharge from Boss as well. Now Humble and Wicked Warrior pumps damage here. On Luffy falls. RBM the last one remaining. But here comes the Peep of Destiny. Boss to finish it off. You can give it your all. But Humble have a date with Destiny in the finals.
And these 3 Humble guys simply decided to single-handedly delete North America, the entire continent, from the Brawl Cup. One challenger after another, they'll have their crack at a back-to-back title at the Brawl Cup. Let's head down to the stage as Barney is going to check in with our first grand finalists of the day.
Humble, you've single-handedly deleted, removed, absolutely squashed North America from the Brawl Cup. That's got to feel good, bro.
With my words of 5 years ago, NA bro, NA.
There you go. I tell you what though, from the outsider's perspective, looking in on this tournament, it looks like it's been pretty plain sailing for you guys. It's been a smooth ride. How has it been from like inside the camp of Team Humble?
It's definitely not smooth sailing. We're giving all these teams are literally the top of the top. Without literally all of my teammates giving 110%, I don't think we'll be looking that strong here, honestly.
Well, the crowd, as you can hear them, they came here to watch their home team make it to the final. You've delivered on that. Can Humble go the whole way?
Zwei Deutsche im Finale, wir hoffen, wir gewinnen das. Wir geben unser Bestes.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Humble. Humble with a quick 3-0. They don't take hostages today. Not a single set dropped.
شفت أداء رائع
In
جداً.
fact, the only set they dropped all weekend was against bounty hunters on day one.
Which Semantic did blame Kanan for as well, by the way. They didn't take any responsibility in terms of the mechanics for that one. But, I mean, Humble are just different beasts at LAN. You know, we look at their monthly finals performances, and there was definitely a couple of slips and a few looking directly towards April, going out in that quarterfinals to big talents that they were able to just brush off the dust from. They are looking like a team that will absolutely be, in my opinion, the favourite to continue to hold on to that World Cup title.
Uber, you got to cast that one, and you mentioned it earlier. Humble now has the chance to single-handedly eliminate NA and Day-Date.
Yeah, I mean, it must feel pretty good for them because there's always the sub-narrative of NA versus EU in these tournaments, but I think it's time to get real about it. North America are a long way off, and frankly, they have been for quite some time. People had hope for this tournament, but it's obvious now just how far behind that reach is.
And Ark, you were saying the draft of Humble is just especially unpredictable. I took it in my notes now. I will global ban Pierce for Luki and Jae Young for Boss. How insane was he on that brawler?
Yeah, it's absolutely disgusting. And you were saying to me during that match as well that he went on Twitter, right, and said, like, you can't carry with Jae Young, like, beg to differ, and I'll show you. And that he did. It's just remarkable. It really is unreal what we're seeing. And now we have this thing where we've had Humble just decimate North America on that upper side of the bracket. And the evolving story on the lower side with esports having taken out the world champions now, Zeta in their crosshair. Are EMEA going to do the unthinkable? Take out North America there, take out East Asia there, and have all the goods go to spoils.
They kind of did it last year, though, with the exception of Toxic Lotus upsetting some teams along the way, but this is looking hauntingly familiar to 2025.
Last year we had Humble versus SK Gaming in the finals. It was all in the sign of EMEA in Dallas already. Now we're in Berlin. Is it going to be EMEA all over again? We're going to find out soon.
And we're going to have a little segment now as well. We're walking around the venue here today and passing on some messages to each other as well. And I was involved in that, so let's go and take a look at that now.
What would you say to a cameraman, to a caster, to a talent, to a fan? Let's find out. Guys, what would you say to the cameraman?
Show our sign.
We need a cameraman. Camera guy. The fans want you to fill their signs. Can you do that?
Sure, I can do that.
Yay! Okay. But if you could say something to the fans, what would you say?
I would say just give it all you have and enjoy yourselves out here.
Guys, the cameraman wants you to give a lot of energy. And if you could say something to Ark, what would you say?
Press the button!
I'm into makeup with Ark, and Ark, the fans, they really want you to push the red button.
I know, and I love pushing that red button. We've done it once already, and maybe if you keep watching on event.brawlstars.com, we'll do it again.
But if you could tell Trav one thing, what would you tell him?
Travis, golf swing is terrible, mate. Sort it out.
I'm here with Trav.